So what's the one big tip that I could give you as an estate planning attorney? Hi, I'm estate planning attorney Mike Smith with Smith Barid LLC, and I'm one half of the estate planning guys. I want to talk to you today about something that is pretty basic, pretty simple, but that a lot of people just aren't doing with respect to their estate planning. And if there's one thing that I can tell you you need to do with your estate planning, it's get started, get it done, get a plan in place. 70% of American adults have no estate plan at all. So the single most important thing that you can do with respect to your estate planning is to get a plan in place. And while I don't love the online tools that are available, if that's all you can do, at least do that. If you feel like you can't afford an attorney or you don't have the time, I don't think that an online plan is sufficient in most cases, but at least you'll have something. And the fact is, having something is better than having nothing. And that's the reality out there in the United States, is most people have no estate plan at all. It just strikes me as absolutely crazy. And I feel like I wouldn't be doing my job very well if I didn't tell you, if I didn't speak to my tiny audience on YouTube and anybody else who will listen, that the most important thing you can do is not to learn all the ins and outs of how to create a trust or how to fund a trust or what a GRAT is or an ILIT or what's the estate tax exemption or any of that stuff. The most important thing you can do is to get a plan in place. And you can change the plan after you have something in place. But if something happens to you and there's no plan at all, that's when tragedy can strike. And so the single most important thing that you can do today with respect to your estate plan is to get something in place. Schedule an appointment with an attorney. If you're in Georgia, give us a call. If not, schedule an attorney with someone in your state. If you need a referral, let me know. I'll be happy to give you one. But schedule an appointment with an attorney. Or, I'm sorry to say it, if you've got no better option, turn to one of the online drafting systems. I hate them. I don't think they do a good job, but that's going to be better than nothing at all. At least you'll have some kind of documents in place, and hopefully they can at least draft a decent power of attorney for you, even if sometimes the wills and trusts that I've seen leave a lot to be desired. So, I'm sorry to get up on my soapbox, but I've just been struck recently. I did a webinar recently, and 80% of the people on the webinar did not have an estate plan. And so they're on the webinar to learn more about estate planning and more about trusts and wills and all that stuff. And it just struck me as I presented this webinar, the most important thing is not all the details. The most important thing is to get a plan in place. And we can modify that and change it going forward if you decide that, hey, I want something a little bit different. That's great. That's fine. But get a plan in place right now. Don't wait. So the number one tip I have for you, coming from an estate planning attorney, is to get an estate plan in place. At least get a basic plan done and do it now. Don't wait till later because you don't know what's going to happen. After all, none of us have a crystal ball. We don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. So the most important thing you can do is to get a plan in place right now. This is Mike Smith with the Estate Planning Guys. Thank you for listening.